Hey, Alex, so we're currently selling cost seg studies. Familiar with
Cost
that?
seg.
Cost seg.
Some cost seg studies. I'm like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
like, how much does it cost these days? What's the going rate?
It fluctuates
I thought it was
daily,
half.
but,
Anyways, keep going.
So cost seg studies, you're aware of them. So we currently get about 200 leads a month.
It's awesome.
All from Google Ads.
Great.
Okay, and that's people going, typing it in, very
High
bottom of
intent.
funnel. We'd like to get to 500 leads a month.
Sure.
We can't scale Google Ads anymore. The search intent is not there. We've tried Meta and can't acquire at a reasonable rate. What would you do to get to 500?
Well, I wouldn't be like Meta doesn't work. It's just whatever ad funnel or offer that you're offering is not. It's either not reaching the right people or the thing that you're showing them isn't what they want.
Sure.
And so it's one of those two buckets. And like all marketing works, it's just like how much friction do we need to have in front of the right audience? So if I were you though, the highest likelihood bet that I would make is the good news is there's so many real estate influencers, and a lot of them don't have cost seg firms. Like they sell BizUp, they sell all sorts of stuff. Sure. I would then go and just try and do partnership deals with all of them because all of those guys are teaching people how to buy properties and buy multifamily, and they themselves have portfolios, and that's probably where I would go and try and find all my deal flow, and then just give them a kickback on all the cost seg work. That's what I would do.
Okay.
And you could absolutely scale from 200 to 500.
So I've done a little reach out to influencers.
Sure.
Didn't have a whole lot of success.
How many did you do?
At least 100. You know, not
100?
Not 10,000. So
Yeah.
yeah,
100 one time?
sure. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, like outbound doesn't work. Like rule of 100 is 100 a day.
Sure.
And then the same thing with Meta is like, how much did you spend on Meta?
Well, we did for 6 months and probably spent 50 grand and
Okay.
got cost to acquire customer was just over 5 grand on Meta and 1,000 on Google.
Did
So,
you get what's LTV?
LTV is about 5,500.
Okay, so it's
yeah.
too high. Yeah. So thing is, you're probably like 6 inches from gold on the Meta thing. Did you have an agency or were you running it?
We're running it, and my partner in the business runs $250,000 a month in another business and
Yeah.
does well on Meta, so we know what we're doing. But the big issue I won't say we know what we're doing, but
Yeah.
the big issue that we ran into is a lot of the people who were coming to us were very interested in it, but you have to own the property to buy the cost seg
Sure.
study, right? And so many of them are thinking that they're going to buy the cost seg study, but they never end up executing and purchasing on that property. And so we found ourselves educating a lot of people who weren't ready, willing, and able
And
buyers.
you guys make a lot of content right now?
We just started putting out content, so we're about 9 months old. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, content's going to be the long-term thing for sure. So just keep continuing to invest in that. Like I would say, I don't want to say a friend, but like an acquaintance that has a cost seg
Yeah,
firm.
sweaty.
Yeah, right. And so he just does all of it off of his organic, and obviously that's worked well for him. So that's one play. The affiliate thing, like all of these work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I would say pick one and go all in on it. Like there's no way, like if you got to 5,000, I'm like, dude, you're this close. Like, is there a way that we can, increase CTR from like 1 to 2%? It's like, boom, now we're at 2,500. Is there anything I can do in the funnel to get a 30% lift in total conversion? Yeah, probably. Now we're down to 2K or 1,500. And I know that we're going to have LTV because they're going to come back 2 or 3. Like, once someone does a cost seg with you, they're going to just keep doing them, right? Exactly. And so if it's like, if I can break even, worst case, on first transaction, but I still get them to come back every year they buy another property, it's still a compounding asset. And you're 9 months old. Right, and so like you haven't even had a full cycle, and so for me, if I break even, that's the worst case, which you already have. But I'll bet there's some things that you could do to increase the overall CRO.
So when you talk about getting to $1 million a month on one channel, would you can Google and just stop doing it and go all in on Meta, or
No, keep doing I mean, and PPC is so easy to once it's working, you just kind of like let it go. No, I mean, you've maxed that. I'll put that in quotes because have you? I don't know. 200 leads a month. There's nothing else on Google. There's probably more opportunity in PPC in terms of other keyword terms that you just haven't found yet that would convert. So I would continue to double down on Google. But the fact that you were running them and you were making sales, I'm like, dude, this far away. Yeah. So given that you did make sales from it and you were doing it for 6 months, I would be like, can we do it another 6 months? Because I mean, it took me a year to get my outbound to be where I wanted it to be. Maybe you're just 6 months away of getting Meta where it needs to be too.
and you'd rather pour 6 more months into Meta than start an outbound?
Yeah, it's a totally different game. If I were because you have, especially I now have more information because you said your partner does, media buying and whatnot. So it's like you have that expertise. I would keep doubling down on one PPC primary, and then secondary, I would continue to make the adjustments on Meta.
Thanks.
Yeah, you bet.
If you're a business owner and you're not growing as fast as you'd like, I'd like to give you a free gift. So my team and I put together the $100 million scaling roadmap, which is basically 200 hours of us looking over all the portfolio companies we've had and what stages of growth they went through, and more importantly, where they got stuck and how they got past it. And so we broke it into these 10 stages, and we made this little kind of quiz thing where if you put in your business information, it'll tell you where you're at, and the most important part for you, what to do for each of the functions of the business across product, marketing, sales, customer success, recruiting, IT, human resources, and finance. And so no matter what you're struggling with, someone else has already struggled with it and solved it. And so I'd like to give you this thing absolutely free. You can go to acquisition.com/roadmap, plug in your business information. And if you want us to actually help you deconstrain the business and you're trying to scale, we'd love to help you out. On the thank you page, you can just book a call with my team, and we will look at the business, see if we can help. And if we can, we'll invite you out to Vegas, and we'll do this in person live.